This anime crossover is the most epic of all. So, stay until the end of the video for me to show you the day Luffy met and fought Goku in one piece, on a completely isolated island. An event sponsored by the OIG, the International Gluttons Organization, and by you, who already hit that humble like. Let's get started with this racing tournament where the winner will get a legendary, juicy Makarato steak. It's not rat meat, it's beef, okay? And of course, in a tournament where meat is the prize, two certain food lovers would definitely join, right? They start pounding the drums, and so, the legendary race begins. Many start running like crazy, but out of nowhere, they begin slipping in the sand, which was actually a trap. You didn't think this would be a normal race, did you? And suddenly, a chimera ant appears. Thankfully, it's not the king, but its capture level is 40, and man, is it huge. It's already taking out a bunch of extras. But some manage to escape the beast, one of the four heavenly kings, Toriko, Sunny, and his sister Rin, along with Toriko's universe's Krillin, Chef Komatsu. The Straw Hat crew also got away. Sanji immediately goes into simp mode for Rin, but she ignores him. Keep trying, Sanji. Luffy teases Toriko, saying he's going to eat that legendary meat no matter what. Toriko replies that he figured Luffy would be here. But there's someone else who also escaped the chimera ant, someone who's already ahead of everyone. Luffy and Toriko speed up to catch him, and we see it's none other than Goku from Dragon Ball. And with him came Gohan, Trunks, Goten, and Android 18. Goku says he's going to win and won't even share the meat. Racing against Goku? I'd already throw in the towel. But hold on, there are rules here in this tournament, right? Let's nerf Goku a little. One rule is that flying is forbidden, or else it'd be way too easy for him. No teleporting either. Whoever reaches the center of the island and crosses the finish line wins and takes the meat home. Who do you think will win? Comment now. And in the audience, we see characters from both anime cheering for their comrades. Pause to admire the god Yamcha. And this race is narrated by the guy who's even better than Galvio. Just accept it. Beside him is Mansam, the bald Shanks guy, who thought the narrator called him handsome. The narrator responds, "Nah, not you, Baldy." But of course, we couldn't leave out one of the most annoying guys in anime, hated by all moms in Brazil, Mr. Satan. And everyone keeps chanting, Satan, over and over. Tá amarrado. Tied up. Krillin asks Piccolo if the meat is really that good. Piccolo says he has no idea. Coco, who looks like he came straight out of JoJo's, says the cow's meat is top tier, even better than picanha. His name is Coco, not Poop. Robin confirms that it's very rare indeed. We see Nami on the big screen, eager to take the part of the meat she doesn't eat and sell it. And there's the reason why Android 18 is also in the race. They reach a point where they need to decide whether to go through a cliff, desert, or forest. Luffy, Goku, and Toriko decide to climb the mountain. Gohan, Multiverse Krillin, and Sanji head into the forest. Sanji realizes there are no girls around and gets irritated. An old lady thinks Sanji hit on her, and he says, "Who likes old ladies is a nursing home." They come face to face with a mohawk monkey with a capture level of 45. Gohan asks everyone to step back. The old lady says there's no need to fight the monkey, just fill him with food, and he'll fall asleep. Sanji asks Komatsu for some help. The monkey stuffs his belly and goes to take a nap. Living the life, huh? Gohan says he'd rather have fought, but since it worked, it's fine. Meanwhile, in the desert, Master Roshi and Brook have already collapsed from the heat. Well, Brook is already dead, right? Nami rescues Uncle Paulo, and Rin rescues Brook. The old man already wants to grope Nami, and Brook asks Rin to show him her panties. Both girls get mad and kick the perverts, sending them flying like Team Rocket. Frankie asks Android 18 about being a cyborg too, and she just says, "Don't bug me." But Frankie gets all excited about it. Rin calls them all perverts, and they are happy about it. At the cliff, Trunks has an idea and asks for Goten's help. They decide to do the fusion dance. And yes, they get it right on the first try. There stands Gotenks. Sunny thinks it's gross, but Chopper is amazed and asks Gotenks to teach him the fusion. Gotenks says he needs a partner and calls Sunny to join, but obviously, he refuses. On the mountain, Luffy nearly falls off. Good thing Enel isn't around, huh? Toriko is also climbing, but Goku is just cruising up with no problem. Even after nerfing him, this race seems tight. Goku easily reaches the top of the mountain and can already see the finish line in the distance. In a moment of distraction, Luffy and Toriko catch up to him. Then, King Kai calls Goku, and he responds, "Hey, I'm busy, what do you want?" King Kai says the universe is in danger and that a very powerful, evil force has appeared. Goku says, "You've got to be kidding me, right?" While Goku is talking, Luffy and Toriko think he's high on the Tree of Might's fruit. Goku teleports, exiting the race, and Luffy and Toriko freak out as he vanishes. A paparazzi is filming the forest and spots Zoro, who I bet you forgot was even in this race. Just don't forget to like the video, okay? Usopp can't believe Zoro got lost again. Someone seems to threaten Zoro, but he draws his sword, and the shadow disappears. Few words from the man Zoro. From Toriko's universe, Zebra appears. His name should be Toguro. Vegeta bursts in from the sky, furious that he wasn't invited to the race. He asks where Kakarot is and says this time, he's going to crush him. Zoro asks who they are. Zebra says, "Stop showing off, dude." Vegeta notices their power levels are decent. The paparazzi runs away because a fight is about to break out. Zoro goes in with his swords. Zebra spits out a sonic blast, and Vegeta fires a Gallic gun at each of them. The TV signal even cuts out due to their power. The narrator asks Mr. Satan what happened, and he just assumes it's Photoshop. Meanwhile, back in the final stretch of the race, Luffy and Toriko are coming, and Goku appears, running right behind them. The guy left the race, saved the world, came back, and still passed Luffy and Toriko. They should have nerfed Goku even more. All three are neck and neck. And in the final moment, they all grab the finish line flag at the same time, ending in a tie. The audience goes wild, and the narrator doesn't know what to do. The bald Shanks says they'll have to settle it with a martial arts fight. Everything starts to shake, and the finish line transforms into a fighting ring, but Mr. Satan accidentally falls in. And without meaning to, he's going to get caught in the crossfire of Luffy versus Goku versus Toriko. Which means this time, he's going to meet Cell down below. The fighters get hyped for the fight, and Mr. Satan is scared out of his mind. In every corner of the audience, someone is cheering for their universe's representative. And the extras are all rooting for Mr. Satan. Whoever knocks the others out of the ring first will win, and when only one fighter remains, they'll be the victor. The most fair judge in the world announces that the fight begins now. Everyone strikes their fighting poses, with Luffy looking like the underdog. Goku rushes in and punches Luffy in the face, but his neck stretches, and Luffy counters with a Gomu Gomu no Cane. Goku blocks it, but Toriko jumps in and punches Goku, who also blocks it. However, Toriko's punch has a delayed effect and hits Goku hard when his guard is down. But Goku stays in the ring and is impressed by Toriko's attack. Toriko asks, "Want more?" Luffy laughs. The bald Shanks says the winner will be whoever lands the first hit. Mr. Satan looks up and realizes he's inside the ring. Suddenly, Goku turns into a Super Saiyan. Toriko's gourmet cells are tingling, and Luffy goes Gear Second. All three charge at each other, and at that moment, they all become very excited about the fight. But Mr. Satan doesn't even have enough signal to call for help. In every section of the audience, someone is cheering for their favorite universe representative, while the extras are all cheering for Mr. Satan. Then the rules are announced. Whoever knocks the others out of the ring first will be the winner. Once only one fighter remains, that person will be crowned champion. The fairest judge in the world commands the fight to begin. Everyone gets into their fighting stance, but Luffy is the only one looking a little chicken. Goku immediately rushes toward Luffy and punches him in the face. But Luffy's neck stretches, and he counters with a Gomu Gomu no Cane, Bell. Goku blocks the attack, but Toriko jumps in and delivers a punch. Goku defends again, but Toriko's punch has a delayed effect, hitting Goku hard when his guard is down. Still, Goku remains in the ring, impressed by Toriko's punch. Toriko says, "Want more?" Luffy activates Gear Second, charging at Toriko with a jet bazooka, but Toriko blocks it with a fork shield, followed by a leg knife. Luffy barely dodges, while Mr. Satan almost gets hit by the attack. Goku gets serious and rushes toward Toriko, landing a powerful punch on him. Luffy attempts to hit Goku with a jet pistol, but before he can, Goku knees him. Luffy and Toriko team up to fight Goku, resulting in an epic clash of punches and kicks. Goku dodges and counters their attacks, then fires a ki blast, sending everyone flying. Let's hope Goku doesn't become the final boss in One Piece. Goku says he's having fun, but now he'll fight seriously. He wasn't fighting seriously yet. Toriko says, "Come on man, are you kidding me?" Luffy replies, "Bring it on." The narrator says, "Now, subscribe to the channel because things are getting serious." Toriko activates his Hungry Demon form. Luffy powers up with Gear 3rd and Armament Haki. Goku goes Super Saiyan. And Mr. Satan, well, he's scared stiff. The three fighters charge at each other with full power. Will Goku use Kamehameha? Know what you're missing, boy. Humility. The power of all three collides, creating a massive beam of light that echoes across the island. The impact is so huge that the entire arena is destroyed. Toriko is knocked out of the ring. Luffy is knocked out of the ring. And Goku also lands outside the ring. The narrator is confused by what just happened. But then he sees, standing on the last remaining piece of the arena, it's Mr. Satan. And the winner is Mr. Satan. My honest reaction was the same as yours. Mr. Satan starts boasting, saying, "I won with my incredible skills, you weaklings." Goku looks embarrassed. Luffy is sad because he lost the meet. And Toriko is calling the referee a cheater. Everyone is mesmerized by the legendary meat. Mr. Satan then decides to share the meat with everyone. Okay, that was more humble than the other three. Goku says, "Wow, you two are really strong. I'm super impressed." Being praised by Goku would leave anyone feeling great. Mansam comments that, because of the clash between Luffy, Goku, and Toriko, he will definitely show up. And deep in the ocean, something begins to approach. Meanwhile, still on the island, in a restaurant more beautiful than Baratai, the food is served, and everyone is gathered there. And finally, the food is being brought. There's enough meat to drive anyone crazy. Look at Luffy's happiness when he sees the meat. Goku can relate, right? Wow, even I loved this piece right here. And Toriko is admiring the food like no one else. But Luffy won in terms of excitement here, huh? While Luffy and Goku are almost about to devour even the plates, Toriko asks them to wait, because before eating, they should give thanks for the food. And they all start putting their hands together to give thanks. Toriko says, "Thank you for the food," and Luffy, "Goku, don't touch it, so I can savor this honored meal." And everyone shouts together, "Amen." Toriko takes the first bite and even trembles from the emotion caused by the amazing taste. Seeing this, I swear it even made me hungry here. Luffy says the piece with meat is tastier. Now, I totally agree with Luffy on that. Goku, who didn't even chew, already asks for another plate. Chi-Chi says this was the best meat she's ever eaten. Nami is just eyeing the value of the bone from that meat. She didn't even eat. Frankie says the table is missing a Coke. Majin Buu then turns all his food into soda. I love Majin Buu, man. Seriously. Chopper is just having cotton candy. But at least he's offering some, right? Brook says the food is so delicious that it makes tears come out of his eyes. Although he doesn't even have tears or eyes. Skeleton joke. Look at all that meat for these people to eat. But then again, we have Luffy and Goku at the table, right? Everyone realizes that Zoro disappeared and got lost. The Straw Hats say, "No surprise." Goku says, "Man, this meat is really good." Luffy was about to say something, but I don't think he can. Toriko says, "Wow, this is really good." But the best part is seeing everyone eating happily. The more people celebrating together, the better the food tastes. Luffy and Goku are devouring everything and didn't even hear Toriko. Luffy says, "What was that, man?" Goku says, "Were you complimenting the food?" Mr. Satan says he's happy to share all the food, and that the food gets better when we share it. Harry Kuririn says, You just repeated Toriko's line, man. Shank's uncle is there, drinking a rolado. And don't think dirty, that's the name of the drink. Robin comes over, asking Mansam why he created this tournament. Piccolo says, you gathered characters from 3 different animes. And this wasn't just for a competition. Mansam says, I knew someone would notice something. The reason OIG created this tournament was to capture the Akemi. Coco says, Akemi? The legendary beast of the seas. Some kind of explosion happens in the sea.
Goku-sen sees a malicious key.
And everyone turns around and sees a fish. Komatsu says, what kind of fish is that? The old lady says, that's Akemi, the legendary fish. I was going to say it was a flying pufferfish. Akemi has an undefined capture level, and it's a fish that devours anything it wants, being an extremely dangerous creature. Usopp says, harmless, this little thing? Mr. Satan says, I'll take care of this creature. Out of nowhere, the cute little fish shows shark teeth, making Usopp and Mr. Satan soil their underwear. It creates tentacles and even traps Gohan, and the fish starts sucking out his powers. Then Akemi evolves. Whoa, is there Pokemon in this crossover now? Komatsu freaks out, and the old lady says it feeds on the energy of living beings. Come on, Grandma, you could have mentioned that earlier, right? Everyone tries to hit the creature, but it dodges everything and escapes. Goku asks if Gohan is okay. Gohan says yes and apologizes for being useless again. Relax, Gohan, we're used to it by now. Luffy asks the old lady if there's a way to reverse this. The old lady says they have to capture Akemi within 30 minutes to make an antidote for its poison. Luffy says, alright, let's go catch it then. Goku says, we just need to beat it, right? Toriko says he's going too, and together, they form an alliance to catch Akemi. Piccolo says, so your goal was to gather 3 animes to attract this legendary beast. Mansam says, we can't let it run free, or it would devour all living beings in the world. But I think those 3 will end up devouring the creature before that happens. Sunny says, go one way, and I'll search the other. Sanji doesn't like being given orders, and he immediately confronts Sunny just for that. Sunny says, watch how you talk, you weirdo brow. Akemi then shows up, and Sanji tells Sunny not to get in the way because he'll handle everything. Sanji delivers some powerful kicks to the creature but gets hit. Sunny uses a net to hold Sanji. Akemi goes after Sanji but gets hit by Piccolo, who suddenly arrived in the battle. Piccolo says, let's fight, you slowpokes. The 3 go after Akemi all at once. Sunny lands a solid headbutt. Sanji unleashes a series of kicks, and Piccolo sends a ki blast at it. Akemi suddenly captures Sunny, and it also traps Piccolo and Sanji, stealing their energy and evolving its powers even further. Comment down below, which Pokemon is it going to evolve into now? Goku realizes that the fish devours ki. They reach Moses' waterfall. Brook, who was running, trips, but actually we see that he was caught by something. And we see that Akemi evolved into Chu Troll. Trunks says, the creature became even scarier. Goten says, it even has wings now. Coco uses his poison sword and manages to free Brook. Then he fires a poison cannon, but Chu Troll dodges it and steals both of their powers. Goten and Trunks perform the fusion. They landed 2 hits in a row. It's going to rain. And just as the fight was about to begin, someone interrupts Gotenks. And it's Frankie with his giant Shogun robot. And Frankie realizes that this way, the creature won't be able to suck his energy. And he rips off Chu Troll's tentacles. Meanwhile, Gotenks is exactly like me. But Frankie leaves the robot to use his power. And Chu Troll manages to steal his energy. Gotenks says, you're such an idiot, man. But no worries, we'll take care of you. And Gotenks uses his ghosts to deal with Chu Troll. The ghosts cause a huge explosion, and Gotenks celebrates the victory. But Chu almost devours him and ends up stealing his energy too. Elsewhere in the forest, Toriko finds Chu Troll, who evolved into Big Troll. Robin says, "Do you think they'll be okay?" Mansam says, "I think we're screwed now." Big Troll tries to hit Toriko, but Luffy arrives and dodges the attack. Goku shows up to help the two. Toriko says its new form is 100 times more powerful than before. But now it's also 100 times more delicious. Everyone gets excited because if they defeat it, they'll have an even better meal. Goku's already in Super Saiyan form. And the final battle begins. Toriko launches a fork knife, smashing everything. Luffy uses Gomu Gomu no Jet Stamp and Cane. Goku kicks, takes a hit, but goes right back in. He unleashes a barrage of punches and prepares his Kamehameha, firing his power with all his might. As Big Troll falls, Toriko uses a Sanju Roku Ran Twin Kugi Punch, and Luffy goes for a Gomu Gomu no Elephant Gun, sending Big Troll flying into a wall. Goku says, "Luffy, that move was amazing." Toriko says, "We did it, guys." But then they realize they've lost sight of Big Troll. Goku says, "No problem, let's go find it." Then, right behind them, Big Troll attacks with everything it's got. Big Troll tries to devour Goku, but Goku fires a massive Kamehameha, and Luffy and Toriko join in too, sending Big Troll flying. Mansam sees that the beast has been defeated. Toriko says, "Finally, we can enjoy this great feast together." Luffy says, "Time to eat then." Goku says, "What's with you two? Let's go." Goku, Luffy, and Toriko are all ready to dig in, but just as they're about to enjoy their well-deserved meal, they hear a loud rumble. At first, they think it's the sound of their stomachs growling, but then the ground begins to shake. Suddenly, a gigantic shadow looms over the group. It's Big Troll again, and this time, it's evolved into its final form, a massive, terrifying creature towering over everyone. Its size is overwhelming, and its aura is even more menacing. Goku, seriously again? This thing just doesn't give up. Luffy, I was about to eat, you stupid fish. Toriko, well, I guess we have to make room for some more action before dessert. The three of them get into battle positions, ready to face this final challenge. But this time, it's different. Big Troll's power has skyrocketed, and its attacks are much faster and stronger. It charges toward them with blinding speed, forcing them to scatter in different directions. Goku immediately powers up to Super Saiyan Blue, determined to put an end to this once and for all. Luffy activates Gear 4th, his muscles inflating as he prepares for his strongest attacks. Toriko calls upon his full course abilities, ready to unleash his gourmet cell-powered techniques. Goku fires a massive Kamehameha, but Big Troll dodges with ease, its tentacles flailing wildly. Luffy tries to land a Gomu Gomu no Kong gun, but the creature's new form is incredibly resilient, and his punches barely make a dent. Toriko slashes at it with his knife technique, but even his powerful blows are deflected by the creature's toughened scales. Goku, this thing's on a whole new level. We need to work together. Luffy, yeah, let's hit it from all sides. Toriko, leave the front to me, I'll carve it up. The three heroes synchronize their attacks. Goku charges in with rapid teleportation, delivering a flurry of blows from all angles. Luffy moves in with Gear 4th, launching a devastating barrage of punches and kicks. Toriko uses his fork and knife techniques to slice through the creature's defenses, weakening it little by little. Big Troll roars in fury, swinging its massive tentacles at the trio, but they dodge with incredible speed and precision. The battle is intense, but the teamwork between Goku, Luffy, and Toriko proves to be the key. As Big Troll prepares to launch a final massive attack, the three heroes gather their strength for one last combined move. Goku charges up a Kamehameha, Luffy winds up for a Gomu Gomu no King Cobra, and Toriko prepares his ultimate twin Kugi Punch. With a synchronized shout, they unleash their attacks at the same time. Goku, Kamehameha. Luffy, Gomu Gomu no King Cobra. Toriko, ultimate twin Kugi Punch. The combined force of their attacks hits Big Troll head-on, creating a massive explosion that shakes the entire island. The creature lets out one final roar before being completely obliterated. As the dust settles, the three heroes stand victorious, exhausted but satisfied. Goku, that was one tough fish.
Luffy, I'm starving.
Can we eat now? Toriko, Yeah, I think we've earned it this time. They all laugh and finally sit down to enjoy their feast. The food is even more delicious than they imagined, made even sweeter by the victory they just achieved. As they celebrate, the rest of their friends join them, and the atmosphere is filled with laughter, food, and stories of the battle they just fought. Mansam approaches them and says, "You three are truly incredible. I don't think we could have saved the island without you." Goku, "No problem. It was fun." Luffy, "As long as there's meat, I'm happy." Toriko, "Let's do this again sometime. Maybe with even better food." With the battle behind them and their bellies full, the three heroes look out at the sunset, knowing that their paths may cross again someday. And that's the end of our epic adventure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, there's another awesome video waiting for you right here on the screen, so go ahead and check it out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.